Welcome back. And so we're actually here with another client of mine, and his name is Bobby. Bobby's in Sydney, and he's been smashing it in the last 9 months. He's been just doing amazing things, and I really wanted to share what he's done and what he's able to do and what he's able to accomplish in such a short period of time. So welcome to this, welcome to this video, Bobby, and thanks for sharing with with everybody out there in the Drive Your Practice world with your success.
Nah, thanks, LT. Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be on.
Well, one of the things is that it's important is that we try to really show people exactly what you've done. And we want to try to summarize it. I mean, you had some massive success. I mean, let's talk about some of the things. And you've had in about 8 or 9 months' time, you were able to literally double your practice. You already had a pretty successful practice. Like let's not kid anybody, right? Like you. Well, but they also too, most people don't realize is that you actually been only out. I think when you first started, was only been out for a year, right, or less than a year even.
Yeah.
And you've been able to take that practice, successful practice, and you actually double the practice. Now, what that means to me is that you've been able to double your impact to your clients, not only getting better results, but they're also getting huge value from what you're doing. Otherwise, people wouldn't come back. Otherwise, people wouldn't be sharing the message to other people. And so now in that span of time, like you amaze me what you've been able to do. And like, so less than a year and a half in practice, you already bought into a practice, you bought another practice, you've hired, you took on like 3 associates already, right? And when we talk about double your practice, that was your own practice. We're not talking about what the associate done. That's just you. And then you've also had, your associate, you brought on Yelena, and start from 0. And I mean, we'll give her some stat to begin with, but she's actually grown her practice 600%, 6 times of what she first started, and in probably less than 4 months time, if probably even shorter than that. So congratulations, fantastic stuff. But I'm sure what people are watching this is going, how did you do it? So let's talk about what were the 3 things that you were able to do. What were the 3 key things that you've been able to switch over the last 9 months that you weren't able to do before? And how did that get you to where you are now?
Yeah, sure. Look, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure. I always enjoy sharing with people things that have got me to kind of the level that I'm at, I suppose you could say. I know that, before we started, obviously, with Nitro, like yourself, we did have a level of success, which I was quite satisfied with. And, I think I was only out of uni about a year, so I was very happy only being a year out of uni. But one massive thing that I've gotten, particularly the last 8 months, is clarity. I mean, clarity on what it takes to serve people better. And when you serve people better, naturally, your practice will reap the benefits of that too. So clarity of what's required to, increase client outcomes, to get people on a level that they themselves didn't realize that they could get to. So clarity has been a big thing for me, and that's come about as a result of Nitro and the systems that we've been able to formulate and build our practice around that have come through Nitro. So clarity is a massive one. I believe that our attention in practice has just gone through the roof. So when I look at the stats, the amount of clients that are staying under care is just, has increased by about 120% to what it was, just before we started Nitro. And again, part of that is due to the systems that we've built through Nitro. And of course, part of that, Lawrence, is just through, client satisfaction, so patient satisfaction,
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. I mean, obviously, by having more retention, what have you found in terms of patient results and patient outcomes? Have that improved because they're getting better results, and also because they're sticking around longer and actually seeing the true benefit of what chiropractic has to offer rather than just, simple pain relief?
Absolutely, man, absolutely. Clients will come in and like I said, they'll reach levels which they themselves didn't expect they were going to reach. People will come in often and they'll, be complaining of typical things they might see chiropractors about, and those issues, we take them above and beyond that, and that's why the retention is so high. Satisfied clients are people who stay on and are essentially repeat clients. If someone's not satisfied, man, they're not going to come back. We know that,
Yeah, that's like with any business. And, I'm sure that we would love to share some specific, outcomes and how, some of those miracle cases that we're able to do. But because of APRA laws, we can't do that in this video. So, but, that's another story. So what's the second thing? I mean, I know that you also was able to increase was the levels of attraction. We talked about we talked about retention, which is mostly the delivery model. Now you've been also able to attract a lot more clients to you because obviously the word around town now is that, hey, Bobby and the team is doing some amazing things. We got to go check it out because they're helping people.
Yeah. Lawrence, one thing that I believe in, momentum is unbelievable. When you have momentum, everything seems to work that much easier. And I used to remember, hearing that comment early in my career and thinking, oh, goodness, what does that mean? How do you get momentum? Where? I want momentum. I'm full of energy. Give it to me.
Yeah.
But once you learn the systems about how to attract people to you, and you gather that momentum, and the ball is rolling, the job is a whole lot easier, I can tell you, than in the beginning trying to get that ball rolling. So yeah, you're right. Our attraction has increased massively, and our ability to attract people, I believe, largely has come from the momentum we've been able to generate together through Nitro. There are, without getting into too much details, there are obviously specific things that we set up and that attracts clients to us. But once that ball is rolling, and then finding out and testing what has worked, and then of course what has worked, scaling that and applying it and making it work on a bigger scale. And then, as you can see, that momentum just continues to build and build, and then you just work off the back of that.
Well, I think a couple of key things that you've done really well, and your whole team has done really well, is first of all, you've attracted, you built systems around it. So you actually had a specific marketing plan. Like you and I both know we worked hard. I've seen you come up with some amazing marketing plans, in a sense, not just to kind of like go get new clients. It's not about that. It's about really how do you educate chiropractic. That's what it's about, and that's actually how you attracted people. But you actually had a specific plan in place. And so that was amazing. But also too, the second part of the attraction, that you were just attracting people without even having to try, because you were delivering so much amazing results through what you were doing. People were referring to you automatically. And that's the beautiful part about it, when you don't have to work so hard trying to attract people, because you actually magnetize those people to come to you anyways, who are, most importantly, they're pre-motivated, they're pre-interested, and they already pre-selected themselves that this is what I want for themselves.
And they're ready to refer, man. They're ready to refer, and at the same time, someone who you attract who is like that is also more likely to follow your recommendations and follow your advice, and take their health to the next level and be motivated by that, and continue to come back and continue to reach new heights with us. So that's had a follow-on effect with our retention as well. It's
amazing, because a lot of people think it's some magic sales voodoo or something like that, but it's not about that, because people see right through that. It's not about trying to be pushy or salesy at all. I think that's actually detracts people of anything. We're just educating people and educating the process, and when they're ready to choose us, I mean, most of the thing that you're getting is you're getting better retentions because you're selecting people. And people are selecting you by choice, not because you've done some crazy deal or something. There's no crazy deal. It's just, you're doing the right things and doing the value. And it's about, trust and trust and confidence in you and everything you do. I'd love to talk about the third thing here, because we kind of mentioned this just before the video about this workshop. And tell us about how your workshop has been able to do, when you used to just do a workshop to like one person or no one shows up, which a lot of us have problems with. How has that changed over the last few months?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think workshops, as chiropractors, part of our role is to be adjusting people and to be leading people, and the second part of it is to be educating. Doctor means teacher, so I think a large part of our job means we need to educate people. So we run in our practice workshops, and I think workshops are a great tool to assess kind of where people are at and how motivated they are and how inspired they are by what you're doing. And I guess you could say how in line they are with you. In the beginning, when we used to try and run our workshops, we'd probably, struggle to get 3 or 4 people there. And I still remember one day, I think the lowest amount of people that I did a workshop to was one person, single person showed up, and we, went ahead and did it. I think the amount of people that were trying to get to a workshop and the amount that were actually showing up was somewhere around maybe 20%, 30% of people. So basically, meaning if I ask 10 people, 2 might show up. The latest one that we just did last week, we had upwards of 80 to 90%. So 10 people that we asked, 9 people were there. So I think that's a fantastic indicator, because it shows you, one, how motivated people are, and how inspired they are. And then naturally, some of those people that are coming to the workshop are clients who have been on care for a while. And the fact that they're willing to take an hour out of their time on an evening on a Wednesday when they could be at home doing something else, but they've come to your office to be led by you, is pretty inspiring and very rewarding, I think.
Yeah, excellent. So, I mean, congratulations for everything you've done, Bobby. You've been just doing amazing things, but not because it was pure luck. Like, you've actually worked really hard. I've seen you've been, implementing the strategies. You've been actually, the best thing about you, and I think the lessons from people need to take from this, is that you take an idea and you implement fast. Like, you don't wait for something to happen, you implement it right away. And that's the difference. You actually take action. And, people can't expect things to come to them just because you have a degree, or just because you're a chiropractor. People are going to come to you. You're going to have to go and do things. And so you were willing to give and go. You were testing, and also really, really trialing things that worked. And you've been doing some amazing things. So thank you, Bobby, for sharing with everybody on your success, but also how you got that success. Because I think if we are able to help other chiropractors become successful, then we're able to raise this level of profession and really get the message across to other people.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Bobby. Really appreciate your time, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you would like to hear more about this stuff and learn at least some of the strategies that Bobby has talked about, go check out driveyourpractice.com. We have a couple seminars that are coming up. Go check it out there. Practice Like a Pro is all throughout the city and across the world, in America, in Europe, and also in Australia. So go check that out and find out for yourself whether or not these strategies will work for you. Thanks, guys.